Okay, and good morning. It is December 2nd, 2021, with another episode of Cloud Chats titled Strappy, JetBrains Fleet, and Twitter Changes. Hope everyone's doing well this morning. How are y'all doing? It's December. Yes, I know. That's upsetting.
Ew. Ooh. 2020? 2021?
It's 2021. I've been writing 2020 on everything that I've done this year, so I'll be writing 2021 and 2022.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
When
Did the video pause for anyone else there in the middle? Was it just me?
I didn't notice, but I wasn't overly paying attention.
Okay, well, it completely stopped and didn't play anything on my screen, and then it just went right back to where it was at. So I thought maybe it was maybe it's just my computer. Maybe the internet isn't happy today.
I love the fun fact that was in there about opening a most recently closed tab.
Yeah, I might just start doing
those. Has saved me so many times.
Yeah, I might start doing those now. Doing little. I don't know. Did you like my? I wrote that 5 minutes ago. So
I do that randomly in not Chrome anymore, and I'm like, please work. Please unclose the thing I just closed.
Yeah.
Did you like the answers I had for the Alexander Bell? It was the first word that was said on the telephone. I laughed at my own jokes. So
it was good.
You weren't paying attention. That's fine.
I wasn't paying attention.
Okay, well,
the question.
The first word was said was Mr. Watson. That was one of the options. The other option were new phone, who dis. That's hilarious.
Funny, hilarious.
And the other one was no, I do not want to extend my car's warranty. I work hard on these funny jokes, and
I think they're good.
So, no, you don't. You're not even laughing, Matt. I can see it in your face. Your face didn't move at all.
No, very true. It didn't move. You got me there.
Holiday Matt.
Yeah, we have Holiday Matt now, wearing the hat with the little sparkles in the background, little snowflakes.
I've named them glowflakes because they're low poly snowflakes that glow.
Well, they look 8-bit, so was that intentional?
Yes.
Okay, that's really cool. Okay, well,
I'm lazy.
What's up, everybody in chat? Avnish, good to see you again. Sworn, Toonarny Captain, of course. Bleeb.
I don't know. Depends on which country you're from. Because the Americans pronounce the first vowel, and then when I was learning German, I learned that Germans pronounce the second vowel when you have the double vowel clusters. So it would be traditionally bleib in English, and then bleeb or bleb in German. So, I don't know.
Let us know.
Let us know in the chat. Will you ever see Matt on episode 100? We're thinking about it. Maybe episode 1000. Maybe. We don't know.
So
it'll be really quick.
Unlikely.
Next season, yes.
2 years I've been working with Matt. Haven't seen him.
If I'd have known it was such a big deal, I would have taken a picture with him. I didn't. I missed my opportunity. I sat next to him at dinner for 2 hours.
I wonder if Matt has this magic around him where if you take a picture with him, it's this avatar that shows up, overlaid on his face.
That would be really cool.
That would be really funny.
We should. You can't scan a bit of money. Is that a thing in the US?
What?
In the UK, if you put a money note on a scanner, it won't let you scan it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I don't. Is that not a thing in the US?
I was gonna say I could go test, but I don't have a single dollar bill in this house.
I have my wallet, but nope. That's empty. Yeah, that's what happens when you buy Christmas presents. So,
well, there you go. Anyway.
Well, that leads us right into our segue of Hello World. How will you be spending the holidays?
Yeah.
Go ahead and say hi to everyone. Morning, JF. Morning, Engen.
Morning, JF. Engen from Germany.
Yeah, so many people.
Heilbronn, Germany. Nice. Yeah, so how will you be spending the holidays? Matt. You always get to go first.
I think I will just be sleeping. Nothing more. I think we're all in the position of starting to feel really quite tired and burnt out. We've talked about it before many times on the show. I'm really looking forward to just taking a break from everything, chilling with a family, not looking at the internet too much.
I did that over the Thanksgiving break, and it was nice. I didn't really do a lot of internet stuff. I watched the Game Show Network.
Nice.
Yes.
See, I didn't get that. I didn't have the luxury of that break. I was still working peacefully though, because no one else was in the office.
For sure. Chris, what about you? I know you had a big Thanksgiving, so.
I had a big Thanksgiving, a lot of family in town, and I've just been sleeping poorly. I think it's a sign that, hey, you gotta slow it down or switch gears. I've pulled my Kindle out of storage and dusted it off and trying to read some books and overall just disconnect. But like usually I'm not a fan of the disconnect, but in one of our meetings this morning, Phoebe, who was on the show a couple weeks ago, said the words active rest. And I think I like that idea of it's not vacation, it's active rest. And it's kind of just like saying you need the time away to be more productive when you get back in.
Definitely. Whenever I rest, I tend to go into potato form. I just wrap up and then I don't move for about 3 to 4 days. I get in a little
inactive
cocoon.
rest.
That would be very inactive rest. We will talk about it later in the What's on Your Mind section. But
Brad with the Halo Forza, dude. I don't like racing games, but the new Forza is a lot of fun.
I haven't even heard of that one yet. But I'm also not very into gaming. I do some games, but not a lot. And then Bleep says we're spending 2 Christmas days, one with his partner's parents or their partner's parents, and one with their parents, which makes total sense. Like that's the dance you get to play once you have once you have a partner and multiple families and stuff. So it just means that, which I don't know how that's restful. Like spending a week around around families does not in any way, shape, or form seem like rest. It seems like actually I'd rather go back to work. So
yeah, Matt, the most peaceful thing I heard just now is Matt in office with nobody around.
That sounds amazing.
It was very nice.
Fantastic.
Yeah, Thursday and Friday of last week, I actually wrote some code, which feels like a rarity at this point.
What a weird thing.
The thing is, like, as a software engineer, I'd have time to write code, but no, it's meetings and reviewing other people's code.
So much stuff around code that isn't code.
There's a lot of it. I think I'm just gonna relax. I'm gonna go visit my parents for a couple of days, and that's gonna be about it. To be honest, not a whole lot going on. Just gonna, as soon as I usually take off the last 2 weeks of the year because my birthday falls in there, and I refuse to work on my birthday. So I'm gonna be off starting like the 17th through the new year, and I'm gonna catch up on some games. I'm gonna catch up on some books. I'm going to watch Christmas movies and eat a lot of food, and then I'm going to make a New Year's resolution to not do that anymore. And, but yeah, it's the last. December is the month of being fat, so I'm looking forward to it.
Avnish says work is better than socializing for many people.
Definitely can be. Okay. Well, how's anyone else? Yeah, go ahead, Chris.
Yeah, all I'm hearing is that when we come back, we should have a little bit more energy than we have now.
Yeah, I'm feeling that.
Yeah. I actually, the 4 days off that we had for American Thanksgiving, I actually came back feeling very refreshed, and then I dealt with some stuff at work, and that went down the toilet in about 45 minutes. So, I actually almost wrote some code Sunday night. So I was like, man, yeah, I know. I was like, I got the urge.
Almost.
I almost did, and then I had to tamp it down. I was like, no, like no working on vacation. So, I'll probably do some open source. I'll probably do some open source stuff over the holidays, though, for sure.
Good. That's what I like to hear. If you have, I don't know. I feel like if you have the energy to do it, you should just do it in the moment. Like, make the most of it.
Yeah. Spontaneous.
Yeah. Okay. So apparently I said last 2 years of the year. I wish. Yes. I will be taking off starting December 17th, 2021. I shall be back in 2023.
You know what? We should do that.
Wow.
I've always wondered what it would be like to take a sabbatical. I think it would be interesting for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess now it's time to move on to the news. Season 2 will be better at those transitions.
Sure.
Does it have to
sign
be?
us up there?
I'm signing us up for a lot of things to be better at in season 2. So yes, it is now the time for our news segment where we're basically just going to talk about all the things that Matt threw in a document this week. Starting off with our releases section, and there's a lot of them. This is what we get for being off for a week. We have 2 weeks worth of news.
Yeah,
So
let's go
Amazon
straight
Linux 22, and if I remember correctly, this is a Red Hat fork.
Fedora.
Close enough.
Yeah. So it's using Fedora as its upstream, but it's Amazon's own Linux distribution that's available on EC2 and a lot of other stuff. Currently in preview, but should be kind of fully available going into the new year. Yeah, if you're using EC2 or whatever, there's a new Linux distro for you.
Have fun with it. On top of that, with Linux distros, we have Alpine Linux 3.15.
My favorite Linux distro by far.
Really?
It's so lightweight.
Okay.
We use it as the base image for almost everything we deploy because it's so lightweight. But my favorite thing about this, actually, Chris, you go back up to the top of it, the highlights here, they're shipping modern versions of everything. It's so cool to see. I
What's
love
their
seeing a
Python
distro
version?
that just has up-to-date packages for everything.
Ooh, OpenJDK 17. Nice.
It's like it's got the most recent version of Node, most recent version of Postgres. So nice to see.
You know, I've never used. So you say it's your favorite Linux distro. Is that? But like, have you ever used it not in a container?
No, admittedly
Okay,
not.
yeah, it's definitely my favorite container Linux distro for sure. But I don't. I think like if I was like, I've never spun up an Alpine droplet, and I don't even think we support that, do we?
I don't know if we have an image for it by default, but you could definitely run it as a custom image.
Yeah, it wouldn't be that difficult. So yeah, but Alpine is great. It always is really small, and like every time you go like when I deploy the Python image, it's like Python 3-Alpine.
Mm-hmm.
So fantastic. Our next one is Sqlite 3.37.0. So what do we have here that's new?
The world's most used database. And the thing that stood out to me here was 0.2. Supposedly, according to what this says, prior to this release, you could add a new column with a not null constraint, and it would just not check if that constraint was satisfied or not.
Who needs constraints in a database table?
So now, if you add a new column with a not null constraint, it will actually check that constraint is satisfied before adding.
How many people?
I love how that's number 2.
Yeah.
How many people's code is going to break because they've been relying on that bug for years?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. What's the strict tables provide a prescriptive style of data type management for developers who prefer that kind of thing?
I don't know.
I
love how they have
this, though.
Small, fast, reliable, choose any 3. Oh, that's great. I love that.
Yeah. There's a reason it's the world's most used database.
Avanish asks, by container, do you mean like a VM? No, we mean like a Docker container or a cryo container, or what's the other specification?
I can't remember. Docker's the one we all use.
Yeah. So like the container revolution. Go look up Docker if you're unaware of it. That is a great place to start.
I also like 0.11 here. Just very vague. Use less memory.
Good. How much less we don't know. Could be a byte, but it's less.
That's very that's such an SQLite thing of it's better.
Yeah.
It's simplistic.
And that's not even like a, I don't even think that's proper. Like that sounds like a command. Use less memory to hold your database schema. Like I think uses would be the proper.
Everything else is in the different tense. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the wrong tense. That's not a release. That's actually, a requirement.
No, the CLI enhancements are also in that tense as well.
Okay.
I don't know.
It's not that much of a thing, but
I would love... developer wrote these this release notes.
Yes, it definitely feels like a developer wrote these change notes.
But I don't know. I feel it's all very SQLite vibe.
Yeah. Our next one is PHP 8.1 is released.
Yes, this is a pretty big milestone for PHP. All sorts of really cool stuff in here. Just making life a bit easier, I think, is the general vibe here. For example, enums. Instead of writing a class, you can now just write an enum.
Nice. I thought I heard somewhere else in the news, and it does not look like it's in our news sections, that PHP just started a foundation. Like there's now the PHP Foundation.
Yes, I think we talked about it.
Did we?
I don't know anymore.
Oh yeah, I've lost track of time.
Yeah, they did start the PHP Foundation. It looks like it's grouped up by a lot of the people already pushing PHP.
Which is
Symfony,
kind of what happened when the
Laravel.
PSF founded.
Yeah.
But yeah,
That's fantastic. I love seeing these languages getting like foundations and stuff. It's going to make it a lot easier for people to support them and continue growing the language.
so it feels in general like PHP is becoming. It's almost like a bell curve, but an inverted bell curve. It had a huge heyday back in the day, kind of went quiet for a few years, and it's really starting to pick up again.
It's having a renaissance. Like it's like reinventing itself, which is super exciting. You know, maybe one day I'll actually learn PHP, but I've spent so many years making fun of it. Maybe I should learn it.
I feel like I'm going to have to relearn it if I ever go back to it, because my mind's still on like PHP 5.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, and the syntax changes. I don't know. There's been a lot of good stuff, but more than that is, I guess, tooling. Like there's Sql, which is supposed to make like concurrent connection PHP just so fast.
Yeah. I say it feels like it's grown as a language significantly since it had its big time a while ago.
Yeah, it's been a fun 8-10 years now.
Yeah. There you go. Next language, Mason. After
Next language. Yay. Next language, next news item. Oh my goodness.
Item?
Don't ask. Don't ask. Firefox Relay Premium is now available.
So Firefox has had this relay feature for a while. It's like a lot of the other relay features out there. Just gives you email aliases pretty much. And they've now got a premium version available. And at the same time, Firefox Relay has kind of gone into GA from what I understand. Whereas it's in kind of some sort of beta before. So if that's your kind of thing.
Look for on these pages is pricing now. I just go straight to pricing whenever I see something new. And they don't have it? Am I missing it?
Are you missing it? I don't know. Is it at the bottom of the page?
Hmm.
There you go. 5
That's
email addresses
good.
free. $1 a month for unlimited. Okay.
Huh.
Do you all use email aliases?
Yes, but on my own domain, I just everything at Matt
Wow.
Cowley goes to me. So I just use I don't know, for DO, I have DigitalOcean at mattcowley.co.uk. So that if a provider leaks my email address, I know who leaked it.
I've known people that do that. They have like a wildcard domain where they give everyone they'll do link, like you said, like exactly what you just said. And that's a fun one to do. I don't know. I just have my personal email, and I have another one I have one alias to it, but I don't use them as much as I should, to be honest. Oh, looks like someone's going to quote me on Twitter. Yeah.
To be fair, nowadays,
Mason's going to be the PHP person now.
No, that would no, I don't even know. I don't know. I know nothing about
the PHP person that knows nothing about PHP.
Oh no. So what is Firefox Relay?
What is Firefox Relay? It's an email relay service. So instead of giving a website your actual email address, you give them I don't know, air quotes, fake email address that's an alias provided by Firefox Relay. And so the provider you're giving that to only sees the Firefox email address and not your real email address.
Yeah. So I guess the example in theirs is it looks like Mozmail is their domain, maybe?
I would guess, but it looks yeah.
Yeah. So it looks like it gives this email address and it forwards it to your personal, but the site never gets your personal.
Yeah. I was saying, so if a site leaks your email address, you can just delete the alias. Or if you no longer want emails and don't want to press the unsubscribe button, delete the alias.
Yes.
Apple
also has theirs.
Yes, I believe called that out. Apple has an iCloud version of this. I think there are a few others as well.
This is really nice instead of having 4 different emails for varying levels of do I care if people get this email, which is what I currently do. I have 4 different email addresses.
Yeah.
I like that there's this, I don't know if Apple does this, but they have the toggle to just turn it off once you're ready.
Oh, so instead of delete it, you can pause it essentially.
Oh.
Interesting.
I don't know if I'd ever use that, but that is nice.
Yeah, nice to see.
Nice. Next item, Markdown block custom HTML elements. Okay, I'm interested in this.
So this is a very non-mainstream release, but it stood out to me. I thought it was quite cool. There are a few existing custom HTML elements for doing Markdown, but this one does it slightly differently in that it actually renders it all to the DOM so you can style it nicely. So if you want to render some Markdown using a proper HTML custom element, MD block looks like the way to go currently.
Cool.
Cool enough. And now the land of JavaScript.
I will just say W3, if you're watching, please can you just standardize this and make it part of the HTML spec? Thank you.
And while we're here, I have a whole list.
3 node releases, so I'm just going to let Chris go with them.
Yeah, so one is 17.2 is out.
So that's your current node version. Big thing here is just that V8 got bumped. Nothing else really.
You have your LTS version.
This
16.
is your active LTS release. NPM got bumped, and there was a fix for CNAME records that had underscores in them.
And 14.
Which is your maintenance LTS, which has the same CNAME fix in it.
Fantastic. All the good stuff. Moving on to Strappy.
Chris, take it away.
Strappy. So this is I'm a fan of Strappy. Strappy is a Node.js framework for building out APIs, and pretty much you can build a whole gigantic API, multiple models, connect to your database, all that stuff without ever writing a line of code. And yesterday I did a tech talk on this on the DigitalOcean YouTube channel, which you may be on. And while we're here, if you are enjoying this, could you like and subscribe? It lets YouTube know we're doing good stuff. But yeah, so check out that tech talk. And then Strappy, basically, if I could find their stuff. Yeah, they just did a whole big release, mostly visual changes, and then a really nice ORM-ish thing to connect to the databases. But I'm trying to find like their dashboard. Yeah, you just click and drag and drop a couple things, and all of a sudden you have a REST or GraphQL API out of the box.
It's so cool. Like,
yeah, it's so cool.
It makes life so. I've not yet used it in a production application. I really want to, but it looks so nice for just. I want a CMS with an API connecting to a database, and it will just do it for you and give you a nice dashboard at the same time.
Yes, I'm trying to just find where they have like their dashboard image. There it is. Their homepage.
Who'd have thought?
Who'd have thought? So basically, you build out your content models like this. You don't have to like write your own migrations or anything. It does it for you. You just drag and drop, and then all of a sudden, as you change your models, you change your API output, and you can edit and create content all from within the CMS dashboard.
So I think we've talked about this before. The other big thing that stood out to me, right, is that if you want to do something custom, you can as well. Like, you have the code there. That's what stood out to me as well. It's not just like any other CMS where you're locked into their system.
Yes, it's very much a no code, but you can get into code if you want. So medium code.
It's pretty awesome. I like it. And I don't like a lot of JavaScript
I feel like
projects.
every backend API tool needs something like this where you can just drag and drop your models.
I love it. I wish I could. I would love to see this in Django. It would be one of the coolest things in Django.
You think that you almost could make this language agnostic?
Yeah, it's
Like,
essentially just
it generates JSON models, which are pretty portable.
Maybe that's what I'll do over Christmas. I'll port this to use it in Django.
Good luck.
Yeah.
Yeah. See. Agnostic. But as soon as anyone says about using it somewhere else, good luck. Yeah. Okay. We are out of the releases section and into the. So we have our releases section. So I guess we'll just call this one spicy. This is our spicy section.
Not all spicy.
Not all spicy, but it pretty much is. These are long form. Anyway, if you haven't known or seen, Jack has stepped down as head of Twitter, and Parag has the previous CTO has stepped up as the new CEO of Twitter. So yeah, big changes happening over at Twitter.
Yeah. It's a very long post by Jack here. I'll be honest, my favorite quote retweet that I saw of this was just, "We've all taken a break from Twitter, Jack. You don't need to post a massive paragraph about it. Which I thought was great. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like this has been coming for a while. Jack's been with Twitter since the beginning, and that's been a long time at this point.
It was like
I think it
16
said
years.
it's somewhere in 16 years.
16 years. Yeah, that child can drive now. You know. Yeah, what language do I code in? Primarily Python, and then definitely getting up to speed on Golang. I actually have finally started making
some
progress.
headway on Golang.
Some headway with
nice.
that. Yeah,
Nice.
so Jack has stepped down, Parag has stepped up. And I don't know if it's a coincidence or not, but literally the day after Jack stepped down, Twitter updated its private policy on media.
Yeah, so this has been a pretty controversial one since it got announced. But Twitter has I think published a completely new policy that basically says if you're posting an image or a video on Twitter, you need the consent of everyone in it. Which you could say from the outset sounds like it makes sense. You know, you're posting people online, you need their consent to do so. But the big thing here is that it applies no matter the context. So even if that person is out in public, you need their consent. Which I don't know about the US, but in the UK, the law of the land is that if you're in public, people can take photos of you.
I think that's the law of the land here too. So this is interesting. It's causing a lot of controversy, which we're not going to get into on the show because this is a happy place. But we did want to bring it to your attention. I thought it was more interesting that Jack left in less than 24 hours after his departure. So does this have anything to do with that? Who knows? But we're going to move on to the next item.
I will also just say before we jump into the next one, Twitter has already started enforcing this against the press. So take it as you will.
Yeah,
Well,
if you want it, it's
do they just delete the tweet, or what do they do?
Yeah, they delete the tweets, I think is what's happening at present.
Oof. Fun. Next one. JetBrains has announced Fleet, a new lightweight editor that is no longer language agnostic, or is language agnostic.
Yeah, that one.
That's the other way around. No longer language specific. So it's basically JetBrains' VS Code.
Yeah.
Which is kind of cool.
Yes. Yeah. And I think they did a great job with this website as far as features. IDE smart as you'd expect from JetBrains. Where is it? Collab features. Down here. This was different when I looked at it because this was. Yeah, I guess it looks cool. I can't wait to get my hands on it.
Let's say, has anyone actually managed to get their hands on it yet? Because I've been chasing for multiple days.
I know I've been poking so many people,
and we have backdoor people at JetBrains, and we can't get access to it. So, friends of ours who we know that are watching this, please check your DMs. Yeah, hi, please.
Yeah, check your DMs
next week.
Check your DMs. We'll show it off next week on the last episode of the season.
Yeah, I know. I think big things to highlight here, right, are that it's a lightweight IDE. It's rewritten from the ground up, so it's not going to have the slow start that all the JetBrains IDEs you're kind of used to have. And by default, it doesn't do too many smart things. The whole idea is that it runs lightweight by default, and then you can enable all the smart interactions with the click of a button. And when you do that, it will then go and connect to essentially one of the existing JetBrains IDEs, kind of just the back-end engine to one of those IDEs to provide you all the smart stuff.
Yes.
But therefore, you can also, instead of doing it locally, connect to an instance in the cloud instead, which is pretty cool.
And it's this button right here, the little that turns on smart features or not.
So as I say, you can use it as a VS Code if you want, or you can, with a single click of a button, make it a full JetBrains IDE, essentially.
I think this is good timing. I think a lot of people are seeing VS Code slow down a little bit.
Are they?
I personally have.
Slow down as in like adoption or CPU cycles?
No, just like performance.
Performance, okay.
So I mean, it's always going to be limited. It's an Electron app. You're never going to escape that no matter what they do until they rewrite it.
Is this an Electron app, or do we have to? We don't know because we haven't got to play with it yet.
This will undoubtedly be written in Kotlin.
Oh, that's going to be fun. Okay. Really? Kotlin?
It's JetBrains' own language. Of course they're going to use it.
Wait, what do you mean? Okay, I obviously don't know as much as I thought I did. I which is not very much. I know very little.
Yeah, no.
There's
I'd say I think almost all the JetBrains IDEs are Java, just historically. I feel like I read some of this is now written in Kotlin, which is I don't know if I'm technically correct in saying it's a superset of Java, but it's very
I
close
think
to
it
being
is.
that.
It runs in the JVM. We can at least say that.
Yeah. So yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Next one. Vercel raises 150 million in Series D funding.
The
I
platform that
don't
keeps
know
growing.
what's a lot of money anymore with the way these companies are raising money.
Yeah, I don't either. Like, it sounds like it's a lot of money,
Mhm.
but
5
maybe it's
billion
not.
valuation.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I've got a lot of spicy takes about what Vercel does, especially with kind of their relation to Next.js. But it was nice to see that the first thing they highlighted here was that kind of this money will be continuing to help support the fact that they do open source work. So that was nice to see, irrespective of kind of other opinions.
That
Yeah,
looks neat.
I do like the focus on making the web edge first. Is there, I don't know. I feel like Vercel and Cloudflare are doing that push into edge first.
Mhm.
Taking it from different approaches, definitely. Vercel more on like the framework side, and then Cloudflare more on like the networkish side, the backend side.
After the edge, we're just going to install an internet box in our house, and we're just going to deploy apps to our house.
Just go straight to the brain at this
Just
point.
like to say at this
Which-
point that with Cloudflare, you can actually do that. You can run a Cloudflare server in your office if you want.
Okay, let's be honest. That's on-prem. We've come full cycle. That's
We have.
on-prem, and
It's managed
honestly,
on-prem.
we talked about it. We talked about this at my last job, and we were going to start a small startup, and it was going to be called Black Boxes of Service, where you just get an on-prem server that sits in your closet. You're managed by other people. You don't get to really configure it, but the internet's in your house. So
Let's.
that's
if it
it
goes
was
into your
supposed
brain,
to be
that'd be in-prem.
it was supposed to be satire, and now it's not, and I'm
It's
sad
becoming
about
reality quite quickly.
It's like I'm writing for The Onion. It's like, is this real? Is this not? Who knows? So, oh my goodness.
Later, Avnish.
Later, Avnish. Good night. Our next
else we
one
got?
comes out of the land of it's always
That was the wrong
DNS.
music.
Wrong button.
Shut up! Dang it.
You could tell we're getting to the end of the season.
Oh
We
yeah.
are so at the end of the season. The next one comes from it's always DNS.
Yeah, literally. If you were using Slack at the end of September, you might have noticed this outage. It only affected a small percentage of users, but for Slack, that was actually quite a lot of users.
For a while.
And it had a
too.
long tail impact because of what it was. DNS is awful. That's the TLDR here. It's unsecure, and when you try to secure it, it gets really complicated.
Gets angry.
Yeah.
It's very angry. I think my favorite author, the first tech book he wrote was on DNS secure. Was on DNSSEC.
Yeah. I think actually kind of the root cause here from like I read through this and spent a while letting my brain kind of process it. It sounds like the root cause was potentially Route 53 not quite correctly doing DNSSEC, or there being ambiguity in the spec. I couldn't quite figure out who was at fault.
Probably a little column A and little column B.
Yeah.
But
yeah, they tried rolling out DNSSEC and it didn't go too well. And because of how DNSSEC works, it has a 24-hour tail.
Hooray for long TTLs.
So yeah, there you go. Go ahead and read
Next
that.
one.
It's interesting.
Yeah, Facebook is Meta is being ordered to sell Giphy. Oh no, not the GIFs.
So this one was really interesting to me, mostly because it was the UK that did this. We're quite a small place in reality. And I thought it was quite interesting that we were the ones that decided to take the action here to tell Meta to sell Giphy. But I'm all for it.
They'll just sell it to Microsoft.
What's like the big TLDR here for why?
It's antitrust stuff.
Yeah,
They
monopoly.
think that there won't be any competition, which I don't completely understand that one. Like Facebook doesn't have a monopoly on GIFs. I mean, they have a monopoly on everything else, but I don't think GIFs is one of them.
Well, you say that, but what other GIF services are there? There's Tenor and there's Giphy.
Okay, but that's just okay. I guess maybe I don't know. That just seems like
And, like,
nobody's
look at
ever
Discord, for
decided to.
example. Discord embeds Giphy. Look at Twitter. Twitter embeds Giphy.
Slack does too. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is we need to make a competitor GIF service. Got it.
Yes.
That does not sound fun.
No.
I was being like, that's Chris's next startup idea. We'll see it. We'll see it done by the end of the Christmas break.
You've got the pain
no,
of image
storage and
storage.
bandwidth. Yeah.
Your image storage. You've got image security because it's multiple frames. You've got rights issues because it's images.
Bandwidth alone. Ugh.
But Chris, maybe you can build it on Strappy.
Yeah.
I mean, it can be doable. It would be
Strappy
fun to
would
see
do it.
how performance does.
Oh
Yeah,
my
there you go.
goodness.
I think
That
that
was an interesting
wouldn't even
one.
be Strappy's problem. That'd be more your setup.
Yeah. And our last one of the day is a challenge to all of you. The 2021 Advent of Code has started. I didn't do yesterday's because I'm bad and I need to do it. But these are usually pretty fun. They start out pretty simple and then they get to absolutely bonkers. I normally don't make it past like day 10 or 11. But if you've never done the Advent of Code, it's really fun. It's a good chance to like kind of just write meaningful practice. You know, part of being a developer and doing stuff is you have to work on your skills. You have to practice. It's the same with sports. It's the same with music. You have to have meaningful practice, and this is a great way to have meaningful practice around code and have a slightly holiday theme around it. And you get to compete with other people who
But
normally
not just compete though.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people participate in this. So if you get stuck, there's going to be a lot of other people out there that will be able to either help you directly or will have published a solution you can look at for ideas and tips.
I think there's a whole subreddit dedicated to this.
Yeah, there is.
Maybe I should try to complete Advent of Code this year. Maybe that should be a goal.
I think I did just day 7 last year because someone asked me for help on it.
I did like all the way through. I did a lot. Like I was doing it and I did it in Python. Maybe this year I'll do it in Go. Give myself a reason to play with Go.
Actually, yeah, that'd be quite interesting because these are a lot of these end up being really obscure problems. So I think it will teach you a lot about Go.
It will. And then also a couple of these problems have like matrix manipulation, and that is the least Python has does a lot of things well, but multi-dimensional lists in Python is just the worst. As someone whose primary language was Java.
Do you not want to do H for H in G for G? And
no,
F
I
of F
don't,
for F?
Matt. Stop. You're physically causing me pain. No, I do not want to do that. That is a terrible way of doing it. So yeah.
I don't know. I love list comprehensions in Python. No other language does it the same way.
No, Python has amazing stuff when it comes to lists. I think it's one of its most powerful features, and list comprehensions are notably faster. Like they're optimized, like it's the Pythonic way to do it. But as soon as you get into having to manipulate multi-dimensional lists, it is I do not like it. So that might just be me though. Okay, well, I think that's all we have for the news today. I'm going to hit the right button this time, and we're going to move into true or false. Today is the day in which I exact my revenge on all of you. Because I've been doing this for 39 episodes. So today's true or false theme is called mind games.
Mind games. Oh dear.
Mind games. You're going to want to pay attention. These are going to be fun. So we'll see what happens. We'll see who wins. I only will know the answers because I have them written down. So they're going to be fun. Are you going to
participate as well? Is it difficult enough where you could participate? And
it is not because no. If I deleted the answers, yes, but then I wouldn't know what the answer was going to be, and it's too late for that. So yes, I actually could do this one. So this one, have fun. This is going to be I think it's going to be really fun, at least for me. It might not be fun for you, but I don't care. You want the stickers, right? So join
That's
in.
what it's all about, stickers.
Yes, if you win, you get to have stickers. So everyone go to kahoot.it on their mobile phone, on their desktop, it doesn't matter, and enter in the game pin 902775, and you will be able to participate, and the top winner this week will get some Sammy stickers. And while we're waiting on that, we have our word of the week, which do we have that? Matt's
do.
got it. And I'm going to let Chris explain this one because I actually am looking forward to hearing the explanation because I've never got an official explanation.
All right, it's really easy, this one. I should stop saying stuff like that. As an educator, that's like the worst thing you can say.
Yeah.
CMS is content management system. So think of like your WordPresses, your Sanities, something where you can have a dashboard where you can update your content. As in, let's say you have a blog, then your content management system would let you edit your posts. And traditionally, WordPress is kind of like the big example of this, where WordPress gives you the back-end dashboard, you can edit your content, and then it also gives you the front end where you can add on themes for WordPress and stuff like that. So the way that JavaScript has been moving is the Jamstack, where JavaScript, the A in Jamstack is APIs. So really what we're saying is if you have any JavaScript front end, you can go get content from anywhere else using APIs, and then you can render it on the front end using markup, which is the M in Jamstack. So because of that, now the world is moving into like saying, oh, any of these front end frameworks, React, Vue, Next, Nuxt, whatever, they should be able to go get data from anywhere and then go and display that data. So that's where the term headless comes in, is all of these CMSs, we don't really care for them to have a front end. We just want the data out of them. So a headless CMS is just a CMS that spits out data through an API that we can grab. Headless just saying it doesn't give us the front end. We bring our own front end.
And I 100% understand now. Hooray.
Yeah. Bleeps. WordPress actually has done a great job at, I guess, joining this headless CMS world. They say if you don't want the front end theme and all that, you can actually just use your WordPress content as a headless CMS, and we'll just spit out the data through an API.
That's pretty cool. WordPress is like the OG. Like half the world runs on WordPress. Okay,
Which
so
is both great and awful at the same time.
Okay, we have 13 people. It's an unlucky number for an unlucky day. So
why is it an unlucky day?
Okay, so someone ruined it. Now it's lucky. Okay, that's fine. Good luck, everyone. Here we go. Well, now there's 15. Everyone seems to be really excited. We're going to go. I'm going to wait a little bit extra time because I don't think you can jump into this and get, like, normally you can. Normally you can jump in late, still have a chance to win. I guess if you guess correctly, you can always do it.
Yeah.
But these questions are going to be interesting. So here we go. First question. I'm looking forward to this. The answer is true. Here we go. First off, you have to determine if I'm lying or not.
Yeah.
Matt, what'd you pick?
I picked true. It tells me that it said that.
The answer is true.
Right?
Yeah, it is.
See, Chris? Told you.
Let's see what happens. This is going to be a speed one.
Smart.
Okay. Good. People trust that y'all are
I
all...
spent far too long thinking about it, though.
I feel very warm and fuzzy about this. Next question is the opposite of the previous answer.
Oh, I can't think that far back.
Okay.
The opposite of the previous.
This GIF is breaking my brain.
Okay. Most people got it. The answer, previous question was true. So the opposite of that is false. Okay. Next one. The previous two answers OR'd together.
Oh. Okay.
We need to do this in the beginning of the year.
Is end of your brain not working?
I don't know. I need to start taking notes.
This was true. The first answer was true. Second answer was false. So the or of that is true. Question 4. Oh, looks like Classy Hawk is up. Magic Lark coming up. Quick Gecko, Wise Lemur, and Lively Unicorn. Here we go. Question 4 is the negations of 1 and 3.
Oh,
So take 1 and it with 3 and then negate it.
1 and it with 3 and negate it. Okay.
I'm gonna go draw
I need a
Venn diagram.
I have a notepad.
You're getting a notepad? A notepad would probably be here. Yes, question 1 was true. Question 3 was true. So the 1 and true is true, and then you negate it, which makes it false.
Good thing you didn't shuffle these questions.
That's exactly why I had to turn it off. This would have never worked if I had not turned off the shuffle. I was very, very peculiar about that. So, now negate that.
Okay. Chris, have you got a notepad out?
I am about to start writing, but I think it's too late.
I love how nobody is in the chat right now. Everyone's just
No,
laser focused.
It's far too complicated to chat at the same time.
Okay, that was true. False negated is true. Is that? Here we go. Quick Gecko, Lively Unicorn, Wise Lemur. Question 6. What was question 3 again?
See, notepad.
I don't know. So I wrote all of these on the same day. And I wrote like 5 in a day. And these are hard to write. Like I spend a good amount of time writing them. By the end, as you can tell, I was not in a good mood. Okay. So question 6 was true. So the answer to question 3 was
I've
true.
lost. I think you're not the only one.
You're not the only one. Trust me, this was the whole point of this one. Question 7, take question 3 and XOR it with question 6.
Okay.
These Escher paintings always get me. I love them.
Sabin, I think you're mostly on track, but you got 7 wrong.
So XOR is, remember, XOR is exclusive OR, so it has to be true or false or true. True XOR false. They have to be opposite. They cannot be the same. False XOR false and true XOR true are both false.
One has to be false and one has to be true.
Yes. Next question, number 18. It's not true.
Not true.
I think I'm good on this one.
Yeah.
Oh, look at this GIF. I love this GIF.
Oh. That's not okay.
This is false. Good. Everyone got not true is false. Quick Gecko's still there, but here we go. Next question. Question 2, XOR question 5, ANDed with question 7. Now you not only do you have to know the things, you have to know the order of precedence. Too.
ANDed with question 7. Okay.
I hope I got this right.
I hope you got this right. Yeah.
Yeah. It is false. I think we're not gonna do. I think I did test this.
Yeah, you're
Python.
correct. 2 was false, 5 was true. So your XOR's true, but 7 was false, so it's false.
Yeah, I think XOR is higher on the precedence than and. Lively Unicorn.
Think about precedence.
Yeah, that's why I was like, I think I got it right. So, Lively Unicorn pulled up into the lead. Last question. How well were you paying attention? There were more true answers than false.
Oh, Notepad would definitely help here.
1. Okay.
This is false. There were more true questions than more false questions than true.
No, that's also false. There were 4 of each. Wait, no.
There you go.
Hang on, wait. That doesn't work.
It should be 9, Matt.
What did I do wrong?
Oh, okay. 2 people got 10 out of 10. So you either are
What?
amazing guessers or I didn't.
Yes,
I didn't.
I'm the shark.
You're the shark?
The note came in handy, okay?
Okay. Whoever Lively Unicorn is, please
1, 2,
send
3.
me. Okay. Where
Hey,
you
I
go,
can't
Matt?
count. You're right. There were
you
5
can't-
falses.
You can't count, but
yeah, there you go.
okay.
This is a
so
great
if
way
you-
to test if you're burnt out.
It is. It is.
I'm telling you, Notepad should have got one out.
Okay, Mavnir, thank you for joining. Email me a screenshot to mason@digitalocean.com with your winning screen. Tell me how many times you've won. If you've won more than once, send me your mailing address, and you will get some stickers shipped out to you. And Toon Army Captain was Hawk, so you were close. Way to go.
Nice.
Always you. Next week's will be even more fun. And I will definitely say you're not going to want to miss next week's episode, but we can talk about that later. So that's all
Spoilers.
we have for true or false. And now we're just going to move on to, wow, we are early today. Well, we didn't do a section 4, so we'll have to extend this one out.
You're saying we're early, but we're at 53 minutes of being live. So actually, we're on track for what we had originally aimed to do.
One of
maybe.
the only times.
I don't think we're going to finish in under an hour, but we'll see what happens. Here we
We'll
go.
see.
Yeah, so the next section is our What's on Your Mind section. This is the section where Matt calls sometimes lovingly Cloud Chats Therapy. We just go around and talk about what's on our mind. So, Matt, we'll start with you as always. What's on your mind?
Sure. I'm going to pull up my screen for this. Share screen. Oh, the share menu's changed. All right, here we go. What's on my mind? Jingle Jam is on my mind. If you've never heard Jingle Jam before, it's a charity live streaming gaming event. If you're on Twitch currently, chances are you might have seen Jingle Jam as you were browsing to us, because it's one of the top streams currently. It's a 14-day charity live stream run by the Yogscast, which are a massive gaming content creator team. They live stream 12 hours a day from December 1st to December 14th, raising money for a whole host of charities. I think there are 14 charities this year. And the big thing is, if you donate more than £35, which is like $47-ish, not only are you supporting charity, but if you hit that value or greater, you get some rewards for donating. And it's a massive bundle of Steam games. And I think this year it's £650 worth of Steam games, which is like $800 and something. So if you're interested in gaming and supporting charity and getting some Steam games, check out the Jingle Jam. Jinglejam.co.uk is the main website, or it's jinglejam.tiltify.com. And you can see in hours that started yesterday, it already raised over £1 million for charity.
Did someone say my name?
Yeah,
It's very loud.
Yeah,
What's very loud?
the music.
Okay, let me turn it up. Sorry.
But yeah, there you go. Jingle Jam. Go check it out. I didn't realize they had crossed £1 million. It was at 900,000 when I last looked an hour ago.
That's sweet.
But yeah, it launched at 5 p.m. yesterday, and it's currently 4:55. So in literally less than 24 hours, they've raised £1 million, which is ridiculous.
Amazing. Yeah, that's so cool.
Okay, how's that?
I loved how the music kept getting louder and Matt just kept getting like.
Wait,
louder
was
with
it like doing something weird? Like I didn't know why it was. Remember, I cannot hear it. Okay,
Oh, yeah, you can't
goes
hear it.
through-
Yeah.
I can't hear
Wow.
anything. Like I do this show in silence. So if it's please let me know. 'Cause
That's commitment, Matt. You just went in.
Oh, you know what? I'm gonna sell Jingle Jam, and no one's stopping me. So yeah, there you go.
I
Jingle Jam.
I was not doing that on purpose. I don't know. Something weird happened with my stream deck. I'm sorry. I didn't know it was doing.
I thought Matt was getting played off stage.
No, I wasn't trying to.
Oh dear. So yeah, there you go. That's what's on my mind. And the other thing, right? Uni finishing. I've sat 2 of my 5 finals already, and the rest of them are next week. So I've got 3 left, and then I'm done. I'm like completely done.
Are you
And
excited?
then a whole new stage.
I think I'm excited. I don't know, a bit apprehensive, going into the next year without uni as like a thing. 'cause it's been such a big part of my life for the last 2 years. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I think it'll be refreshing not having that kind of perpetual worry in the back of my mind about assignments and everything.
It does help. It does help for sure. I love how Toon Army Captains at 10, you get to be a guest, right? Yes, I guess if you want to, if you win 10 true or falses and you want to come be a guest, we will offer you a guest spot if you
If
win.
you win 10, you get to run Cloud Chats.
I wouldn't say that.
That's not a prize.
You get to, yeah. Surprise, you have to do my work now. Yay. Oh my goodness. Now I'm paranoid about the music. So just let me know if it starts doing weird things again.
I think we're good now. But there you go.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was all that's on my mind.
Matt, I'm excited for you. I think that'll be, you can, I don't know. When I was done with school, it was like the dread of having something looming over your shoulder turned into the excitement of things that you get to build.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah,
I think
I have a whiteboard opposite me in my office, and there is a very long list of things that I have put off for 2 years that need building. So I'm so excited to have spare time to actually finish things at last.
Oh my god! I am glad that both of you have that level of motivation. I graduated and I was like, I'm done, and then I just vegged forever. Well, I mean, I did start a YouTube channel on BSD, which was wildly not viewed.
I don't know. To me, it's not motivation. A lot of the things on this list are things that people need from me, or services I provide that aren't quite working as they should. So it's more of a commitment than motivation.
Next step, charging for it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Always.
Chris, what about you? What's on your mind?
I've got two. I'll share my screen. One is I have never, ever had a personal website.
Really?
Really?
Ever. No. It's always been Scotch was, I guess, a personal website, and I did whatever I wanted there. But I want to start writing about stuff that isn't, primarily tech. So I'm like, I don't really want to design one from scratch. And I really like Notion. So here's a site that turns Notion websites or Notion pages into websites. So I'm going to try this out later. Ooh. And basically, this entire page you see is built from a Notion page.
Ooh.
Wait, so what does it look like in Notion then? Do they have a link to what this doc looks like?
It does. All the way at the bottom, view the site in Notion. And then in their website, from their dashboard, you can theme it however you want. So you build all this in Notion. Like this features area right here is this section over here.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I forgot that Notion actually has a lot of components already kind of built in.
I still don't know what Notion is. I need to go look it up.
Yeah. So love Notion.
How do you define Notion at this point?
Everything. It is everything.
Very rich text editor.
That's a great way to do it. They should be on their website. How do they define themselves?
Well, I look on their website and because you told me you had taken a Notion course and you had done some stuff. So I tried to look at it. I was like, I don't get what it's doing. It's like a text editor. But...
I think the answer is they don't define themselves.
Team up is their first call to action. No.
We're more than a doc or a table. Customize Notion to work the way you want. So yeah, they don't define themselves.
Talking about confusion, yeah. We are literally asking what's the context on this website.
Basically, your face is just utter confusion.
So I guess this is my Notion. And I just set this up brand new. So I'm trying to do my courses and posts and newsletters in one place. Mm-hmm. So what's cool is what I got from that course, notionmastery.com, is in Notion, you set things up as databases. So if you look at projects, everything is like a project. And you can treat this like a database as if it was a MySQL database. And then you get to create hubs, which are essentially like dashboards for your databases. So I don't think I'm answering Mason's question, at all.
You're actually
But-
just creating new questions, but it's fine. I went down this rabbit hole yesterday whenever you told us about Notion.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I'll just use Obsidian, which I don't even know if it's the same thing. I doubt it is.
I mean, you could start with this. You could make to-do lists.
I already have Todoist for that.
Yeah, but then can you reference it over to like goals and tasks and timelines? And
That's actually kind of cool.
I guess this is so hard now. So if you press / their editor tells you all the things you can do, and literally it just goes on of the things you can embed in Notion.
So I'm sticking to my very rich text editor definition. Very rich text.
Very rich text editor. It's like Confluence plus Todoist plus Evernote plus.
Okay, that's a good definition of it.
Plus Jira plus I don't know, and then like Airtable.
Yeah, I said the databases look very Airtable-y to me.
Yeah, so like if I had this, right, I could also change this. Wait, I'm in the wrong spot. So if I had this database, I could change it out to like different views.
Mm-hmm.
I could filter based on like all that stuff. Honestly, Notion is fantastic. It just is very. You can use it however you want. It's essentially a giant journal.
Maybe I'll just try the free demo.
Yeah, the thing that gets me like in the back of my mind is if I want to move off from this, that's going to be basically impossible.
Oh, yeah. I have done that with OneNote and Evernote of like switching off of those, and that was a pain.
And they are just rich text.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you're gonna make a personal website out of like the individual pages.
Not this one. I'd probably create a new workspace and just make it really bare bones. But what's cool too is if we talked about headless CMS, all of these all of these databases, like tasks database, you can now send everything to an API. So this can be your CMS now.
And Notion just offers an API for you for that.
Yes.
Neat.
I will say it's a little bit of a learning curve because of all the different types of data they have.
Mm-hmm.
But it's cool they got to it.
Yeah.
So that was number one. I'm going to make a website from Notion. And then number two is we are hiring on our specific team. So you can join us on Cloud Chats. This is what a developer advocate does. And we're hiring for a new senior developer advocate. If anyone is interested.
Remote, pretty much anywhere.
Yeah, remote pretty much anywhere. Come join myself and Chris and Kim and all the other fun people that we get to work with.
Honorary Matt.
Yeah, I'll say technically I'm not in this team, but no one notices.
No one notices. Oh my goodness.
Oh, Kim's here. Hey, Kim.
Hey, Kim.
Hey, Kim. Hello. I hope Kim got to play the game.
Cool.
Kim,
that wraps it up for me.
Yeah, that's it. Then for me, I did nothing during my break last week, and I rather enjoyed it. But in the process of doing nothing, I basically just curled up on a couch with a blanket and played the new Pokemon games that have come out. The remakes of Shining Pearl and Brilliant Diamond. And they're a remake of a game that came out when I was in high school, and I wasn't particularly fond of them. But I've kind of gotten slightly bored of Pokemon in the last 10 years. I did the math. I did the math the other day. This Christmas, which is when I got my first mainstream game, I will have been playing for 21 years. Which I think is longer than Matt's been alive.
Yes.
So, yeah. So I started playing them, and like Toon Army Captain asked, "Are they any good?" They're very good. They're actually really good. For the first time in a very long time, I'm enjoying the games. Like I enjoyed like Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee, but I actually really love those. But after 21 years of it being the same format with a new skin every 2 years, it got kind of old. And I'm just really excited now because like I'm enjoying it again. It's something like from my childhood. I haven't completed like a Pokemon game since I was in college. So we're talking about 8 years. And it's just good to be back enjoying something that I enjoyed as a kid and actually able to enjoy it. Because I have every year I buy whatever they put out. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm buying every single game. Like it's a $60 a year dopamine fix that I'm charged by Nintendo. Because they know that they'll get my money. Like they don't even have to try; they just get my money.
Yeah.
So it's mildly irritating.
You said kind of for the last 20 years, it's been the same game reskinned, right?
For the most part.
Are these ones different, or are they same again? You just happen to kind of renew your energy for it.
I think it's the same. Yeah, I mean it's a remake of the 4th generation, so it's back to being like the old school stuff. But it's a renewed energy for it. Maybe it's got some of that nostalgic factor, but
yeah,
the 3rd generation, which I liked more, they released like 4 years ago on DS, and I didn't play those either. So somehow, maybe I think it's mostly just a renewed energy, and it's exciting because it's there's very few things in my life that I can say I've been doing for 21 years straight, and playing Pokemon is one of them because that was like my generation. Like I like landed right in that time frame where it was popular, and yeah, Nintendo knows that they can charge me as much money as they want and I'll pay it. So it's nice to be nostalgic and have fun with that. So I've been really enjoying that. That's been on my mind, so I've been playing it. I know when I'll quit though. I'll know when I quit. There's a specific game I want them to make, and I think they're in progress of making it. They haven't announced it yet. And when they make that game, I will ride off into the sunset. But yeah, that's what's been on my mind. That and the hiring of the new dev rel. I'm super excited to get a team member. Apply soon because we're starting. Like we're trying to get this role filled. So don't take too long to think about it. Just send us your resume.
Can confirm it's a good team to be on.
Yeah,
they're very nice.
Okay,
Matt, I think are you applying?
Yeah, Matt. No. Matt.
No, I'm not.
Matt.
Sorry, hate to ruin it.
Should have applied.
I thought about it. I did actually think about it, but I don't know. I'm an engineer.
He'll figure it out. He'll figure it out in about 4 years. So
nothing's changing. I'm not going anywhere. I'm still here. So
whenever Burn Up catches up with you, you'll be like, I need something different, and you'll wind up in DevRel. It's exactly.
I need something with less actual work.
Yeah, less coding, less engineering bureaucracy. There's still all other sorts of bureaucracy, but engineering bureaucracy can get old fast.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's all that's on our minds today.
There we go. Look at that.
So, upcoming events, we have next week. I am doing a tech talk on learning to load balance your high traffic sites. So I will be doing a talk going over all things load balancers and digital, and doing lots of demos with DigitalOcean load balancers. So if you've ever been, you spun up a small droplet or something, and now you're getting more traffic and you don't know how to handle it, load balancers is a great way to do it. And I'll be talking about that. We still have our Twitch live streams that are happening intermittently. Like I'm not going to be doing my last one of the year because it was supposed to be today, and I'm in a design sprint. Like something I have been in meetings that have taken up my entire week for the entire week, which has been fun, but I won't be on today. So just keep an eye on the DigitalOcean Twitch channel. Like set yourself to get notified when we go live. That way you'll be able to catch us when we're on.
Yeah, press that follow button, and then I think there's a secondary notification, but who knows? It changes all the time. Nothing ever has consistent UI anymore.
Yeah. So yeah, I remember when they changed that, and I was like, oh. So that's what's going on for upcoming events. Next week is the end of season 1 for Cloud Chats. It's our last episode of the year. When we will be back, we don't know yet, but you can follow us on Twitter. Yeah. If you follow us on Twitter, as you can see all of our Twitter handles, we'll definitely be making a noise about when we'll be back. It'll be a couple weeks into the new year, maybe as I would say, as most as maybe a month into the new year, but we're definitely going to be taking at least a 4-week break.
I think 5. If you've been watching today, you can tell that we need a break.
Yes. And apparently so does the Stream Deck, because it ramped up the volume. Whatever Matt was saying, my computer did not like it and tried to walk Matt off the stage.
It's fine.
So like, oh my goodness.
He got it done still.
Now I'm paranoid about that. So oh my goodness. But
we need to
that's all
get
we
you a
have.
setup so you can monitor your own audio.
You know, you're not wrong. But yeah, we'll put it on my list. We'll put it on my whiteboard with a list of things to do, as long as your list, Matt. Okay, well, all that we have left is for this week is our joke of the week. Are we ready?
No, never. Never, ever,
Never
ever.
ready. Okay. Well, here you go. If you're not ready, here we go. Oh, what do you get when you cross a snowman with a vampire?
Huh?
Frostbite.
That was actually good. Well done.
That was
good.
a
I
good
actually think I heard my brother laughing because my brother's staying with me right now. I hear him in the other room. I think I just heard him laughing at my joke. So, okay, that's all we have time for this week for Cloud Chats. Tune in next week. It's going to be a special, quasi-special holiday show. There will be some surprises happening next week, so you should show up and come
please show up.
and have fun. Please
Say
show
goodbye
up.
to us.
Play one last game of True or False for the while, but you definitely aren't going to want to miss next week's episode. We'll maybe even do some giveaways. You never know.
You never know.
You never know.
Leaks.
So thanks, everyone, and we will see you next week for the last episode of the season.
See you then.
Bye, everybody.
Bye. Wait.